Hello and welcome back to my portfolio build along on Salesforce Experience Cloud. I'm Kimberly and I'll be taking you through part 2 of this project. So last time we met, we went over on how to plan and prepare for the site, and now we are going to work on the hero and navigation menu. So let's get started. So part 2, the hero navigation menu, at the end of this lesson, you'll be able to change the theme template, add an image to and customize the hero section, create your site's pages, customize the navigational menu on the home page, and create a tile menu. So to get back to our site or our org, we need to log into the developers org that using the username and the password that we created in the part 1. And then once we sign in, it will take us directly to the setup page of the developers org. So we want to, in the quick find box, search for digital, go to all sites. And since we created the site in last part 1, we'll just now go into Builder. So go ahead and click on Builder. So this is the home page, and that's what we're going to be working on today. And on every page, there's tools that are shown on the left-hand side. You have settings, the page structure, theme, and components. Components are the building blocks of the site, and we will drag them onto the site to create our site. So the first thing we want to do is change the theme of our site, and you go to themes and then click on theme. And we are going to use the Cypress theme. So click on Cypress and then activate theme. Now you'll see that it's changed a little bit. There's still some components on the site or this homepage that I don't want, so I'm going to clean this up a little bit. And to delete a component, you just go into the upper right hand corner and click on the trash can and then click delete. So I'm going to do that with this one. I'm going to keep the tile menu there because we are going to use it later, but I'm going to go ahead and remove this one and this one. And I haven't really decided on this one yet, so I'll just keep it there for now. So in every home page, you have the header section that's in the top. This is where you'll find the links to all your other pages. And in that header menu, when you click on it, you'll see in the layout section, you can kind of remove the things that we're not going to use. So you'll see that there's a button here for show search. And here you can either remove it or you can even expand it to where it goes from a magnifying glass to a large search bar. But I'm going to keep it off for now. I don't need that on my site. I'm also going to remove the notification bell and the user profile. And you can't see it, but on the left-hand side behind that lightning bolt is a hamburger menu or a slide-out navigation menu. And I'm not going to use that. I want to see the links to the page, and you can see them there. If I move this and say display the navigation on the remove it from the make it go to the right, you can see that that's what the hamburger menu look like. And I'm going to leave it off and just keep it like that for now. So to change our hero image, the big image in the middle, you just click anywhere to bring up the menu and then go to background and then click anywhere in the picture. And it'll take you to this area where you can either upload a photo from our computer, or if you've already added it to your asset library, you can just find it there. So I'm going to change my hero image to something more Salesforce related. You can also, if you want, just have a solid color. And right here, if you notice that they have this overlay color, you can change the opacity of the overlay color to make it darker, or to have no color overlay at all. And I like it somewhere kind of in the middle. And in the layout, you can also change the height of your hero section. You can make it shorter, you can make it taller. Again, I like it somewhere in the middle. And you can also change where the layout of your content, your titles and the button. You can make it go to the left, the right, and I'll keep it in the center. Now below the titles, you'll see in the content section is where you can change that information. You can either choose to show or not show that caption text. I'm going to show it. And in here, I'm just going to put something like, welcome, my name is. And then in the main title, I'm just going to put my name. Now there's also a subtext between the title and the button that you can have on there. I don't think I need it. I have nothing else really I want to say on this hero section, and so I will just leave it off. But you do have the choice of adding it or not. And that's kind of where it would be if you did add it. Now below that, you have the call to action button or the primary button. And below you can see that we do have some options and I'm changing the look of it. You can change the border radius, which will change the look of the corners, and you can actually make it look square or pill shaped. And you can change what you're going to put in there. For right now, I'm just going to put contact me because I can always change it later. And then I can link to my contact page right there on the URL. It also has changes colors when you hover over it, and those you can customize as well too. You can see that you can make it pill shaped, or I like something kind of just a little bit curved on the ends. There's also a secondary button you can add if you want to have one for projects, one for contact me. It's up to you. You have all the different customizations, just like the primary button, but for the sake of my site, I really don't need a second button, so I'll just keep it off. Now, as far as colors or a color palette for your site, you have a couple options. One, if you go over to the theme and then colors, you can actually have them generate a color palette for you based on an image, like your hero image. So I'm going to see what that looks like if I have them generate a color palette based on my hero image. So that's the color I changed the button to. I'm not completely thrilled with the color. I think that maybe it would look nice if it like matched the bridge, that brick red color. So I have an extension on my Chrome browser of a color picker. So I'm going to go ahead and use my color picker to see what that color is on that bridge. And I'm going to use that color for my button. So I just got to click on there. And once I hit click, it will copy that hex color code on my clipboard, and I can just paste that into the button color. So I'm going to make the main button color that brick red and override that theme color to use a custom color. And I'm also going to make it to where it hovers. It's just the inverse of those colors. So when you hover over it, it'll be white with brick red type. And then right now it's brick red with white type. So that's what our button now looks like with the hover. And I think it looks pretty good so far. So now let's work on the menu. Before we can actually add things to our navigation menu, we need to add some pages to our site so we can link to them. So if you go over here, I'm going to put my menu in the center just so I can see it. And right now it just has home and support, but we need to add some pages so we can add those to the menu. And the way you add pages is if you go over to the home and the drop down button, if you go all the way to the bottom, there's that blue add new page. We want to click on new page so we can add a page of our own. And we will select standard page because it won't be an object page. I always check for a flexible layout because we can change it as needed. Now we want to name our page. I'm going to name this first one About Me. And the second is where the URL will be. Sometimes I'll shorten it. And then the API name. And hit create. And now I am going to do that with the remaining pages. In my project, I'm going to have About Me, certifications and awards, projects, and then a contact me page. So you can have whatever pages you want to create for your site, depending on how you want it. You might want a page for education. You might want to separate the pages for certifications and awards. It's completely up to you on how you design your portfolio. I would just make sure that you do have a contact page that we're going to be working on because obviously the purpose of this is to have people contact you. So you want to make sure that you do have a contact page, but between home and contact, it's really up to you on what pages you want to add to your site. I'm going to show you the basics of how to add content to your pages. So it really doesn't matter what you choose because you'll be personalizing it yourself. Okay, so this is our final page for contact. Now, once we have our pages created, now we can add them to our menu. So if we go back to the top, let's go back to homepage and then go back to the top where the menu is and click on that menu. Now right up top, it says how many items you want to display. It defaults to 4, but I know that I have 6 pages, so I'm going to increase that and then click Edit Default Navigation. You'll go ahead and delete or X out any pages that you're not going to use, leave the home page, and then click Add Menu Item. Now the first thing you do is choose the type, and all of our pages will be, the type will be Site Page, which is down towards the bottom. And then you will put the title or the name of your page right there in the third box. Oh, and when you click Site Page, it will automatically give you a drop-down menu, but all the pages that we added are going to be there, so you just have to find the page that you just added. And you want to make sure that you do also check the box for publicly available. That way it's available on your site. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for all the remaining pages. So on this one, I have this certification page, and I'll change the title, make publicly available. Then I'll add a menu item, go to type, it'll be Site Page. The site page I want is projects. Change the title and make publicly available. My last page will be the Contact Me page. I'll change the name, make it publicly available, and then save menu. And now you'll see all the links to the pages in the above. Now, if we had left that as a default to just showing 4 and not the 5 pages that are up there, it'll just give you a drop-down menu for more. And I really don't, we only have, 8 pages to show, so I want to leave it, them all showing. So now on the right below the hero is our tile menu. And we are going to quickly create a tile menu that you can use on this page or on other pages as well. The way you do that is you go to select navigation menu and click default navigation, and it'll automatically populate tiles with the links to our pages that are in our menu. But we can also add an image to those titles by going back to edit navigation, default navigation, going to the bottom to the advanced menu and add images. And just pay attention to the recommended size of that image to make it look the best. So I have already created images for my tiles, and I'm going to go ahead and add them and upload them from my asset library. Now again, you can use this tile menu right here, or you can use it on other pages. Maybe you want to use a tile menu for projects. It's up to you. I'm just giving you the basic information, but the information I'm giving you allows you a lot of leeway on customizing and personalizing your site. Okay, so now that I have the images in, I'm going to show you ways that you can do a little bit more customizing for those tiles. I think I'm going to have the banner. I'm going to change the color to the banner to make it match my bridge, and I can do that by also coming over here in the color section and theme and change the action color, and that's the color of any action items like button, banner, etc. So now that I have changed the color of the banner, I'm going to show you a few more customizations you can do. If you click anywhere inside one of these tiles, it'll bring up the menu. And you can have it, you can change it to where the title overlays the entire tile. Or you can have it partial, and I think I'm going to just bring it back to the way it was originally. You can also change the border radius of your tile. I'm going to try to make mine match a little bit more like the shape of my button, so you can kind of play around with it. And you can also change the text. I think I want my text a little bit larger, and you can have it and choose to whether you have the text showing in the center, the left, or the right. I think I will move mine to the left. You can also change the color of your text as well. So that's our tile menu, and that is complete, and that pretty much, except for the footer, completes our home page. Just a couple of more things that I want to do before we are done with the home page regarding this header is if you go to theme settings, you can check the box that says fix the header's position, and what that will do is it will create a fixed header where it will stay fixed to the page no matter, even if you scroll, it will not scroll with the page. Now in the builder, it will not reflect that, it will not show that it's fixed, but when you publish your site, it will. And I also want my image to go all the way to the top, even behind the menu. And if you do that, just remember that right now the background color of the menu is white, so it's covering the image. So you would need to go and change the opacity of that background color if you do want to see your image all the way to the top of the page. So that's kind of what it looks like. You can see the background image is now showing through. And again, when I publish this, when I scroll, that menu will stay affixed to the top of the page, no matter how much I scroll down. So that concludes the part 2 of the hero and navigation menu. You should now be able to change the theme template of your site, add an image to and customize the hero section, create your site's pages, customize the navigational menu on the home page, and create a tile menu. So go ahead and finish your home page and make sure there's a navigational menu on each of your site's pages. And we will meet again for part 3, where we'll go over fonts, links, and footers.